live on your multi-TV channel. Adom TV ni Badwam and so yatena say no multi-TV world.com/streams. We are recording. Iguso aye nye kwaso ye koyanim. And I pay so no yede wase mo amohwe wa manone on the internet no inshira ene shronko na ase shronko kra na yede mamo. Yankopon adom no enkan yankopon shira no enkan nsempa no so ye beka wo he ya. And I pay so yatena se a nea yadwendwen ho na panifo de atodwa se Badwam yetena sisi na yetoato adwen wo ho a ebeboa ama kabimam kabiamamu a ye kan no etimi akonkan na Ghana ya fire ntuma pafra mo Ghana abeda ne krabehe na midini kaba panifo a na no pay atonsa from ni odi kan atena se owura kwaku balado menu ahafo no south mrahye Badwani wo MPPD mu openina no pay emwachi you heard him say owura Ebenezer to sam dodo na afre no bebi ansaba the punch the obokrata ono na esemu for ba be kan sa and na no pay nsembe na yedwen ho retired Supreme Court Judge Justice Pega the nsembia atwa na sem ni nyina ne se no de aban ye wosui ne president Mills o tie dwam no sabi preduasa pani de wontena sidua so ema wontena ho ma sidua mfo na pani so ntena ho ema ye nwe nanka woni fie izan se daachi ye kan nankan fo wan nwi bi kura no de enye de ne beka ho aban no olusu court cases string of court cases na ene ye pass o mampani de law students na twa ne ho hia bra wo mo mpanifo a wo mo enim de fa mra ho bito so no otu o mampanifo a wontie na ade ye ne ye panti se ne de wa take back seat ya wo hwe ne bekoso aban mu na we hu sunsunso ewo aban so no ene de hin ye bedwen sa asemi ho afenso no Dr. Kujo Aferijan Ghana Electoral Commissioner na semne se Ghana fo ye hya ase mo abo ehunsie benifo se nso beto amframa di kan na asem kese ba nso a na franka intensi so ni nyina ne se biometric voter registration ya ye no Ghana fo nyina hu ni akoko ni bi ni enkoye ye koye ni ankoye na kokobo na Dr. Aferijan de to Ghana fo nyina nim se yen ka ne mfanto ye trim se da ye beto aba no anhwe ya biometric voter registration ya ye no munim se be verification machine bi betimi akọ break it down na Ghana for so machine break it down ahomboa ben na yayo anhwe ya na printing bitim ho ase na ye rege na obi yese ubu na ayebubruja nti be sha ase ne akasa ase mi ho nsem se na be ya nyina be da ho so e dey atwen December 7th afenso so no voter university ya aban ACA ho nsem no so asan ba bi mu be kai a na otwe esi mu no na etwa mu koye no adehye bi atimpotem wo ne correspondent owura agboko benko fichichi nkomo no na dodo na ache se aban edintro enam so emampanifo da university na no professor Anyidoho ene wo mo kan chancellor na yimu akọ hedan o musisie o ma so mo kan na ne se facilities anase adan a yesisie ni ya de ye krado de atwen ama sa facility na timi aba no na university na atimi asori na abeyesu apon soronko no edan musisi na enye kra enye papa na adenti na akoba ne saa yebebi sasase mi na afenso no no krese cash and carry kane sawo kwa hospital na unkuta sika na ene na nya ade ayahwe won sa betimi aka no no krese sa de na san ba na no krese national health insurance sisi atoba ha mu ewo Asante Mantemu ana enam capitation aban kofa ba ye ana we and some aye dwendwen na pay or text messages 1760 Facebook multi TV world also the wagin chat to a better wase na no pay bejafo atenase no de na nchia shonko na ye de ma openi balado ye mo akwa ba biem na obato mpisa so boko de
boko
oko otimi ko weekend
weekend de man ko na de twam no na me ko na the entire to anko this weekend no so he be damanim
ampa waka
ti me boaboa me ho atwen so he
long so he no eno yes e dey ba o
well me ka say edne fi say o say ho kai cases ni ade bibia o ka bia o so supporting with authority ni ade nti unim say unyine duru ba bia na eniema say
ahode nso atikakra
eniema o de be gu tirim sa na ya na
Adding.
Now sign the the parliament can hold the constituency can hold it. Nti the okase enyemre no omwa enyemre.
Let us say you jamu wotako osua dia agranza.
Me bakura na me kutabia mekinka. Erudie onya ko fatu ho so dia.
Enche ura baladu menu ba be lawyer o. Enche kra enche you pani yeda asese na no penso ye frɛ waba. Na yes fa Dr. Kojo Afarijan enkomodie no emfa enhyase. Ohwe krata no the new crusading guide and this our story no buy. In fact, enramanjoonline.com now call us asem kruya so ho. Or say EC boss drops bombshell once biometric equipment can break down on election day. And we are somewhere a day about now what kind of story no page 3 or say Chairman of the Electoral Commission Dr. Kojo Afarijan has confirmed the general public fear of most Ghanaians that the biometric registration process could not be reliable as expected. The chairman said this on Peace FM's morning show yesterday, that although several hitches had been reported prior to the completion of the whole registration exercise, it did not prevent him from describing the whole process as successful. He, however, disclosed his fears concerning the success of this year's elections, as he noted that just like any other technology, the breaking down of some registration equipment is largely unpredictable. Dr. Afarijan revealed further that equipment being used in the ongoing registration might not be the same to be used on December 7th polls, and therefore, just as the ones being used for registration were breaking down frequently, it was possible that the ones to be used on December 7th could also break down. Dr. Afarijan, aso sa na we no enkomudia Dr. Afarijan de atudwa na yenkodi enjemu nchiremu kakra na Ghana fo ye nyina ye hwe kwan betimi afa so aboa na Electoral Commission sa antiti adwumadi betimi akonkan ora Christian o supari pani o hwe chire se gutahudie bofo edema Ghana Battle Commission Electoral Commission obani ye mo achi mo akwa abade ba bedwam
kumejo sokaba
ona mboko de
nyame Adom hoye
ye da nyame ase ebri bia no a so na unim no ye boa na ye de tete ne education ne ma ya hwefo ne radio so amanfo aye tie ni nyina se na be a mudwumadie no so amanfo bete ase ye da ye di nkomo no na atwi mu ana se na atwi twa mu no ma wachiche mu se na biometric aircraft no na o se nipa be se mpem 9 na multiple registration so far mo sa kan omo third phase na ba besen ko ya ye we ra fourth mu an but ahomboa ne tisen
yo kaba third phase ne nya inclusive
ka
clock and sana third phase no eba ewiye
but da ben
na next 6 o'clock na third phase no end na ochina ye registration ya wada ne ya share fourth and final phase as na registration no say we visit some of the registration centers obe hu say nipa call registration centers call through dey no say nipa na call mako
swati pa
swati pa say dodo na ni won mo first 2 phases the early part of the PC o matro modin eti ya wa irishe mu say Ghana ni dia mrama no kwan no person through ni din dia yenko for fees na mo no so person through ni din a obetimi atro eti dwumadie no ubisamia mbeka se akoyie
opening Dr. Afarijan e de atudwa se Ghana for ye sha ase na ho so se machines a ye de twro din no se na ebitimi break it down no sa na abato nso duru so a machines no betimi a break it down opening cheche mu kakra sen na Ghana for e sha ase na ho so se na ebe ya se da no duru ho na se machine bi break it down a manfo antimi anye so apprehensive say oh ade no ahia na boni bi ekwa akoso nti na bi aesa
yo kaba me do ase say chairman wokasa enra no dia okan ye ne say infidie die obi entimi and predict time ifidie ebe break it down say what the ifidie di juma possible say ifidie ni bi ebe break it down especially in a biometric verification equipment, you cover at least about 23,000 of equipment, possible, say, did you ma, Bako, and answer me, nubi, me break it down, our baby. And all boy and Kai say, FDA, FDA, me. Say, study a person did you mano, need you master our brow, the Acofield. And if you be here, Sabri, say, young electoral commission, any parties, any all stakeholders, ye be fear say, I dream being who say about water, a cobasa, if you gave me a idea, baby, echo break it down, ye saying. And only idea and aboard the potty tree say. Yes, yes, and who Sabri said, if you didn't be breaking down about to that, you bear any day. Idea if you Sabri, any parties and any stakeholders in Evergreen home, now ya knock up and Chroma say, a coba say, if you did 23,000 plus a debate field, no, they be who touching man about what that say any no. Yes, see you be who or Quanqua and debate fast Sabri. Essence say about what that if you did break it down, na fe ye who the aye no na e kwa kofa maintaining one say about a polling center bi. And now all border coco say Sabri yan sha say me who say if you did could break it down ye ne
na say modika mwaka na che Ghana for ebe koso ada ho so se ne ebe ya sa ada no duru ha mentim ho ase bia nkoduro. So far na dano ana yedi nkomo na say mortality figures na nipa be say 4,000 and na my multiple registration sa figure na akosro na say da sugina hwara.
Well, search no idea so now I've been out of Accra for a few days now. Into me updates here. And year called the end of the third phase. We give say updates beba na updates by bema o man for assorti.
And then can me baby be a challenge and so next and so figures no zanya kan.
Baby.
Okay. Now answer you know by chrono. Sa your friend is saying sa dwumadi ekoso na ye nyina ye boase ne be Ghana for e ho beda ho say December 7th drew na ebia polling station ye wo ebi ti say salvation ye wo manprobi so machine ni break it down ye be sha say ye sha say church amanfo e den na ya esesa amanfo ye sabre no
Megidi say answer na ye be do 7 December nimpo na nkutahudi a ye ne parties ni be di no a few more bars say, if you did break it down, I say, let's say, any no. A month for the abotre and also munya. If you say, be young with a hoodie, better say, if you did be a break it down, quite many the first near making a public. Now, officials are our polling station, one also, any say, if you did break it down, or quite a CFA at the top by me. A man for the party there, abotre and the be here, and the vigilance and the be here. Said the be ya, Jumedian Ebekosua, and say about one.
Yo, Rose Perry, you better say, no one will be doing crime, ante on Cassan Bear, Ted Face, and a bit me doing Comona, Yabon de Ronso, Amagana Forte, and I pay Bedroom Yadasu Papa. Christian Osupari, acting director of public affairs, Edema Electoral Commission, and I and Chinkomo. Yaka say, right, Beneza to Sam, Dodona friend, baby, and Saba, managing editor, Edema Punch, the Bocrata, Becansa, baby, Aquaba. Etina and Comodia about Besson Corner. Openi Baladu, Yanfan shall say, about to whom you made the when you feel what you Alcotinia, if you were 92, I share Fourth Republic, I say. When you are dear Shrunkwa, ye baby, say biometric, even though ye the ancestor never got team so no. Ye better say, a beer, ni pass Messia no benting, or by a better say, or no, or Baladu man, 1 year, ni phone ye. Wodin set him so ampa a chese or no okay cratchage what the enough for hotoba na machine soon ye say betche say ahwe a bitimi bi ehwa ba kotochima na wodi ene di achira bisi ne Ghana for bi beti saade asese machine ye di adwuma na ampa se machine no ebitimi ho atochima
yo medase echiawati fu nyina ne omo a ehwe yenso ti ya benjam na kokko nemben Kwete Tenembe territory ne
Be basare.
Basara no no. Mechia omo. Se obi a ohwe no mechia. Na mesre. Dr. Farijan ni yisi ene aban no. Yes, senia wo kan no. Asem bi beba ya na Franka ensi so. Eye se wo mu edika ehunu se afidie eye afidie. Wo ka wasora no pa watu wo ko ebeduru kwam kra afei na eno ana agina eye afidie yete ase afidie ye afidie na emum afidie a yede beto saa abawe no eye afidie sonko eye afidie a bra yede be ye adwuma no obi kan se ompene da ase edun katia kan se verification no ompene menye adwuma da eno nkonkoda amanfo den woman no bini civil society titru ene ma ejitu mu se ye be verification ye be twro dine no ye ma ye teye se enam biometric ninti no obi ntimi ntwro ni dine mienu sa na ma ye teye na anu ya owura bi watimi atwro ni din mpre dunum se wutie yisifo no a wo se nipa bro sen 4000 let me atwro wo mu din bro baako eno so nkonkoda afei se wo hwe kas na wo de mayen no a se meme no na bekura wo number no end me fan se 16 a se ka me di wachi no se ne niema asikro no ka wo se meme ye 17 na bebi ansa ba di machi a wonya 18
wo se entisa
wo se entisa wo ma kirikiri mu a medie ese entiase so egidi ya giedi ya giedi ne saa no ena sese ye be ka kire se da no afidie na be verification no ebetumi asai sa o kan semi mi ensa bomu a na bibi ya yehu wo baabi se afidie no betumi asai a ye gitum afidie ahoboa ben ne ye yo se afidie no sai saa da no a abato no betumi akoso ami ehunu se kofi a wotwero ne dimi wonna obeto aben
wodi mi ntwa no electoral commission for chire mu se de edi nkan se wo mu ka se obi ntimi ntwero ne dimi mienu obi akotwero mpredunum ya nkoko ni dunsia skra ne che no na isi for se isan se ebe process ni ti no utwero odi more than one na se ne mprenu so kro no a enya munum ho a ne yebehu na mom wo mu wie eye phase 1 na wo mu ko phase 2 a na yehu ye ko phase 3 a yebehu ye ko phase 4 a yebehu ansa na yebehu ni padodo a omotimi atwero mudin abro ba ko pe no enti na enye se amunum ho abi a owura kwaku balando man watwero ni din e wo sankore okodu boaben a na eho no otwero ni din e ho a na akye se da bi esan se eye process na se ekoba ne sa
kire na wo mo ten no se ne awo kan you kan no de wo mo ka se sa afidie nwanwani no udru din ba ko a udru ha obechi se wadika akotwere din nti ne yefa wonsa fingerprints msadunu nyina yefa no na so wo ma sa betene no a se ne America na yenti ase so yegidi na he nia wo mo kan e wo se yebusa se so wo ma hunu se bibisa betime asia anamo ben wo mo tu se esia wo betime asia no ntem efi se yenti ase se saada no na yebete se baabi afidie na sei na yeni kwan bia ye fa so a wanhwe ye ho no e de basabasa yo betumi aba menteme ho ase betumi aba saa na meka enye mfidie no ayede eye saa verification no nko a medie da meka se saa light of year unprecedented wo ho na wo manum nkane nyina dum no ye hwe ni yi saa na yisi meba
wo mo generators ahodo a wo mo de be saa
yo generator so ye machine o betumi asai se ya tia se machine timi sai generators nso betumi asai na national light of unprecedented abano eno so ye hwe ni yi ye hwe mfidie betumi asai wo abato on biometric mfidie no ne ye hwe nkane nso a yetimi dum no at random yetimi dum no oman mu nyina na kanea dum region bi na kanea no nyina dum district bi na kanea nyina dum ye hwe ne yie bra ye dwene kwan ye de verification machines no be fa so no bra ye to generators no ye nwene ho se light off no so kra no ye hu bibie be yi na se ye ni yisifo griko we ya we si we no we ya prato we so griko se ye eyi ECG say eye hwan VRA say eye kwakumanu balado no wantumi anchima afidie ni ye empreto so no a wo moye no yemfa ni nyina nka saa asem we ho na bra wo mo se wo ne wo be party mpanimfo be hia no wo mo hia wo mo nwene saa ansem we nyina ho ne yantan mafufu anaye kwaye
na answer na ura atusam bebe mu ade ba kwa mebisa ne se wohwe biometric registration kra ye no ewu mu se ne kese mu no aye ngunimdie ase bibia koyie kakra kama na still mentimi ho ase bebre wo mu ede ahotoso ne yebenya se biometric din truck kempo aye trohwe ntokwa azisi ho na election day tension ye high no ubedru polling center bi na yes verification machine ya break it down amount for better access
eno na make say saada no ayeto aba no so kokodu na ye ka che say fidie na sei na ye mfiri ne anye ehu adwuma bia na say ukodu na say fidie na sei na fidie na sei a eno de metena ha ka ntiase enya adwuma ntiase enya adwuma hwe na nsan me ko me mpeso aso se ne obusa me kane no me ko yosu crofrom polling registration center owura bi owo Bashirudin na wasore yeso anya emergency call no agya
oye hwan no
one ye ne registration officer na owo ho no yes one no de nsa bue afidie na om de twa mfoni no wasore enti that day na me koduru ho no de no omo ye ne se wo ba omo file wo particulars ni nyina omo se ko na sabra kona ekire wa ba betwa mfoni ne sa papa kro no ane na otwi second round no me san ko ye no sa papa kro no a na 4 days onye adwuma me busa assemblyman owo ho no o se 4 days papa no enya adwuma
adenti
me toaso eko district electoral commission me koye no asema o ka kire me ne se oh enye 4 days na mum eye 3 days second round no 3 days na papa no onye adwuma saa niema se nyina no emanipa enya adwene bi se nipa bi ayo won trimu adwene bi se dwumadie no omommoa enti ye danyame asese owura afarijan wono a waba ababeka se da ye to aba no betimi abase mfidie no bi bese na sa wo hwe se ne aprokum egu nhirani mponi na etikum akwadui na ebeso abribra edin tworo mponi ena moa de yahuni na da no aye koto aba no kodu na bibise ekosia ya hwe ya asemo besie ne yentimi nsia no enti no ye besre kwan bia ye befa so a ye behwe se saada no eye 7th December no afidie bia nseye ana afidie mpo beseye a ese ya ne ye wade a yeyo
ye
de aso ano no ye hwe ne enyo no ne ye wo abosome be sen be enum
so December
yes edi anim enti ye besre wo mo entrance omne aban ne party mpanimfo no entrance ene se center bia benya mfidie no mienu kura we se ya ne de we si ho na ko base ye se afidie bia se na eno de menyini so bi betima predict de besi
yo obani atosam senia minim se obaye na otie nkomodi ana ne owura o supari die no ma wa rehyewu se Ghana for bete saa asem ya asese saa da no duru ho de kwakoto aba na senia amanfo ani abre ne titiri ne politicians yi na machine bi ko break it down nti ase be ya adwuma saa
Yo, Minamedasi. I'm saying I hear a manuku or my Hojimo Moody. Some of the Badwam country electoral process. No, I also suffer from a cosurupa. We are so Ghana for be bromo do in film watchy and the corner name so much I can say. A month na hoka. Emma a buying ye the opet intino to myself a bar. Sabani the wire no money swa. O my son stamp on the say on to us. O money so swa o my son. And now ma sa tension idea. As around the initial biometric registration by. So be no my for being per se. O my bet now, not just say. A month for I had the problem to me and show my and I want to me and from on my electoral process. Now I acquire Dimono and Ramian Casamity, Dr. Farijan interview on the radio station being in some more kind. I mean, they have me people and say, of my electoral commission, film maybe a buy no, my bombarding. I successful elections in Africa, and even we are here for the quite you want to. Might be African country be election quite before at the common observers. Young so mem house ye bear dear, say this level, election. All my assurances be brave. Obakaya biometric voter registration, much less on my piloting. I was so many presenting on my crowd. Some rainy swan, the Biabe Cosso, torting. And so ye shall see the first week, no. And some may see no to say. Say electoral commission some mo kanyeni na na ye no kware o hwe data enters ya ebi mo o hwe keyboard no so ansa na wabo eni say e ba ne sa eno no ye me ye ko school no e fe no fito kan
say
so o hwe ade no bo no mako sa afi so tom print machine no entumi mfa me ametie up to now am fa me sa ba ko for me left hand no mo ntumi amfa
adenti
I'm some be a friend no amputation. So offer me 5 fingers no far had there no and the machine call off.
Oh,
Me was me call identify me say me a pressment or mommy preferential treatment no. Obi ana me so there or money na machine bar or mama queue no and you so there be me no. Or them 3 times the machine went off. The chain no more consult IT expert no see. Minsa bako machine into me and no move far me right and no far the 2 ton printer I'm see I'm for an amputation and no man who say machine no highly sensitive it's say my other places are or my taking me biometric details nothing happened me who didn't use it no bad sir I feel waiting time and so I na door super say by the time about it be 20 minutes be 30 minutes. Didn't na che say nyense ma yesi e kan na ye come wa no my budget e dey come ba approve esi ye kukuru mponi ni ebeso a no kware say machine to me feel even car crap e failure most of the time na ade ba kwa e ma interview ni ye dey no an say interview an person obisa na asema na line akate every night that for a chance call his own was trying to call back and also so na just say machine you cannot predict it or say even quite the same my election verification machine made to me I break it down na I na crepa na so no anything na obi ye friend planning and we say we make it provision
it is a machine to break it down
what is the response rate the who current biometric we say machine cry say others say 3 days
a bit here cry 4 days
so that is the response rate no and fast if you say do cry na dey cry you say obi cry dey ko wiaye omko wiya no how many days did it take for the equipment to be replaced we neighbor some places we were and say news by say today cry you register the message electoral committee you na jitum say ejuma omo ye no once the omo human beings internet to be able have be culture after machine so no you can't predict 99 some provision for such things even at all if your banking system like that almost am for bobo busin here no mutia so there's provision for is it bad debt or something like that and this identity now you see procuring or purchasing 23,000 verification machines
and easy sir
sika wo mu na do so be hwe a hyese no kwa no na certain politicians be kasa money nje ho so say di get kwa be ka say that process was unnecessary so na MPP for insist biometric so you took a struggle and a campaign for us to have it you know ye fanche easy na ye mbo ahom na omotutu na mmom no megidi say political party agents na afrajan kan also ni interparty for the beshia no ma hu kwan yan say bibi sai si a on the day of election no ma hwe no ma so no megidi say political party agents will rule to play say e ba ne say obi to me show say okuta voter ID card na say bia verification machine and to me am pick the details and at the time I verify ko bibi coach no okuta card na they should allow because it's only one day all like this one
would you say a brave bedu and a time will come ukuta voter ID card baby will be out me as ultimate to aba
that is why we should aspire towards but who say my be advances maybe will be I said to see akwa ye ka say banking institutions they are not accepting the new voters ID you know I'm old na they are not accepting. Really? Oh yes they will be transfers can be my me come wo 290 me them person me show up so my team are registered because they rejected it and I nearly no exchange
yeah no reason any there
I'm reason is you see I say you establish database now my CD-ROM no copy or the copy be mom into where the can almost slot they will be able to verify but say the process no so it cannot be admissible so na
omo de dada na twene no
and na asem na ato just mo twene na we easy verify we are
because minimum yonku bia ye call register we a ogina ho na dada no oto twene
oh no
what they told us me
well that should be the case but this year no yes I net me kwam catch but if it was Ghana Commercial Bank I went in Kaswa na intelligent mo fa notice crowd more say we are not admitting the old the new ID
yeah
say you baby son I was so embarrassed looking at where I had come from I had to go back and pick up the old card it's not correct it best you see say bibisa so by betuma affecting the peace of this country essence him say in Cote d'Ivoire the command man to kwane ba ya babu say bi wako jira bibi ojian say also position for no we are but even though they use biometric voter registration so in this house the ban say the power be lose no otimi establish say verification ko akwa in several places it didn't work in terms of kwaya amam kwa mama as I see omo franchise it ma question the credibility of the election now me penny Baroka say electoral commission and immediate replacement me sure say a very difficult because then it means you have to buy 46,000
already 21,000 police stations
and
21 in 42
serious no they added more it's 23,000
okay new constituency
23,000 and easy but your best some say they should also start another balloting process for the verification the durability of the machine and the process it will take because they say the 4 polling stations in our boom in a cluster and now baby I will register so how now about so the voter numbers is going to increase and then you increase the time crowd will be the best this is the time for them to start testing the machine and see how workable and functional it will be on the day of election election there dankofo akoma so papa and
most especially
when your opportunity say on na say o say no mo damo 4x4 now so na form damo for every day damo for every day
we are MP so we Ghana wo ko Transako Valley MPC saying na what down Transako Valley
and also that text messages do anaba Osekaba, please call the Obuasi police commander to verify what I'm saying. There was a mass gun shootout at AGC Clubhouse on Sunday in Kaba. It wasn't just a gun that was okay. There were a lot of guns on the loose. How do we protect the 2012 election with such attitude? Eben in Obuasi on Sunday shootout Obuasi AGC. Anyway, also how can a teacher be teaching for 2 years without being paid? GS, what are you doing, Charles? You also. Kaba, when is the Ghana police going to do things on their own power? Bonobo ene ebisa ada obi na achiro so mu ko bibia na
order from above.
Ayo, enormous childbearing is becoming a serious socio-economic problem in Ghana. Politicians should now begin to address the issue. Bully in Pristia, it's Ghana for your adults, and I think all adults. Osekaba, do you know anything about the police forms and the army forms? When are they going to be out? I mean, recruitment. I mean, share the name. Maybe some more na ya my baby mama ya from Tamale Nebisa. Or say why Vice President shouldn't use such words? Okay. They should use such words to go and collect the money from Moyome, George in Kumase. Or say we should let our Lord take his own. Go and read Romans 12 from 17. Kofi Apia, Michael Nifita credit by. Congratulations to all junior high school students, especially Udiva from Born Again Believers Junior High School. Okay, and good news say and rana BC so hen nyina no epa na we yama school for culture so hen nyina no tinkwa Yankopon emom ho ban na onkuta mu jojo kusisa so hen hunzu aso beba ma mo beto aso akonto aso school na eno mo betimi asua de akomoni mu we say will ASEAN play against Barcelona today? Minimo name say Chelsea will win Barcelona 3-0 from Elvis in Asantimong Bampon Kaba. God's hand is in Kenya Japan's utterances. God wants Ghanaians to know what the MPP is made of. Kums in Ejumako Kaba. Let the guy who called okay we are an panel into Assembly. Or say Honorable Lobo Prince Kaba after voting President Mills will vote for Madam Samia Yaba as our MP. Or say Alaji Kums right from Yendi. What kind of selective justice is this? So it's not a crime for the NDC people to intimidate the MPP people to the extent of killing them, but it's a crime for the MPP and for their people to be asked to defend themselves against the intimidation by the police people. God save Ghana. Or say when President Mills speaks, he practices the opposite. For instance, I'm going to be a father for all, but what do we see today? Can he be said to be a father for Fonka too and other people in Ghana? And has there been social and equal justice as he promised? Alaji Kums again, writing from Yedi. Ex-President Kufuor should be neutral in his criticisms. Kenya Japan is not above the law and must be condemned. Stephen in Banana Inn and Odifi Enchibai. I'll say all politicians should seek power to rule, but President Mills and his NDC are ruining the country. Combat in a deficit. I want to know whether Tinga in the Boli Bambio constituency is not part of Ghana. There is no electricity since this town was born. Yo. Or say, why is it that the machine does not reject double registration outright? But your easy say, near Tia Omontimi and say, Omontimi and linkage, at once. Teaches only one face. No more tally data, no more the call. Now for you, they feed into their system. Now for more processing, who say, ura atosam wa register mienu kabati wa register miensa ansa ne yetimi hu ne mo wokọ hwa munum hwa ne de nya de a ombetimi ayo we are free in the ebisa ono say DJ Mali wa yo si go so President Mills and his NDC are praising themselves with single digit inflation when Ghanaians are not getting good drinking water. NDC, are you serious? Messages are ABBA L1760. No so do the by working kind na yetimi atwa. So Chris Pat ES Center semi koso amemo amane say we are say we no aso sebe ye gifru nsoma ye papa. Amanfo kasa na ye and asese esa na nkumudi aye basa enye de enu ntino for waso kwa Chris Pat ES Center near ma ear nose and throat treatment na intim emwa sanso no audiological equipment see ani nyina no ye de hye wasoma obi kasa oti ni say yon bibi adam kama clear eno na Chris Pat ye mu amane enti Kopopulampo Junction ewo Zenith Bank na chi ho a ewo East Legon 0244675962 and now 0248878057 and now 0247584402. One more branches and now Krabata who do be Otema Takrade ni Kumasi Crispa Year Center also one more hearing experts. Sounds like I said them Eden microfinance a chimebo mama near. Number 4 moving on. Na enkomodia no so asan ba esese yehu ebiemu ene se yebekọ voter na framante mu na munim se na otwetwa mu ne be se na otwemienu akiri no na voter university hu komodie so aba pa na asem ni nyina ne se amanfo ohu bi ene multimedia correspondent twetwe nkomo se voter university no be sisa abre no wo munim ba bia na kosie na otwetwa mu na wie kosi enra no na mpanifo a woda voter university ano akọ eye framantam ene amanfo ho akotwe nkomo akyerechom ba bia ensem no akodru na report ayenya efi Ghanaian Chronicle ebi nso ewo other papers mu kire se omko voter university ho no chancellor ene chairman of the university council mani anye facilities ane wo ho no kra ebinum say staff standard ye se udi sinsenia so a adan no enye papa afi nso so no edan ni bi mu esusa na intimi fa nipa dodo ya che se ohwe chronicle so a professor anyido ho ya ono no da sa university council na no wode nsem na go na ma kan first paragraph a chronicle at the buy or say chairman of the university council of the University of Allied and Sciences Professor Kofi Anyido says his outfit is dissatisfied with the temporary structures put in place to start the university. According to him, the members of the council were disturbed over the poor nature of the structures and that inferior materials were used to put them up, and mentioned specifically the administration block. Quote, "We cannot risk using that building as an administrative block of the university." He therefore called on government to provide funds for the necessary corrections on the structures to be done. He called for the construction of additional buildings for the university to gain acceptable standards for its smooth takeoff. Yeah, just say another quotation or there to or say the establishment of a university is not like a mushroom that will spring up like a royal umbrella for all to see. But once the vital components of putting together highly qualified personnel with the necessary legal aspect is done, we are ready to take off. And we and Professor Anyido Edituja at that same event, the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Fred Binkra, and so Ekasa now say, in fact, within the period of 10 years, if we do not see adequate structures at the permanent side, we should forget about a university. But I'm sure we will be able to do so. Etina and we and aba we hear other papers so almost so the sasem kure aba ora ba do menu sasemi akwa penifo da university na no say wo mko structures esi ho no wo ka another paper kra no dia o dia tudwa say ahwe a edan no enso to a bitimi abubu san say o mu ansi ye adan na akoba ne sa
mpenifo say
na macho ma menka amanfo say be ko voter region ne any voter regional minister din komo sasemi to aso
yo me do ase mame fa kwanya so na men congratulate womo a ewie school nra nyina BC
including Obano
me ba junior so eka ho na next year so ba ko ba abetwiro bi na no mo sere
no now say why you here US
no he na kra dia wo he
ye chiano pa
anti Jane me chia na he no kra wo ho no wo etise nyinsen wode akwada akonyinsen na umpese wa wofu hu na odentema ebo so se de nia mia woyam se de nia ebenyini ama apue sa
acho we dey afi na abesha se ma me kwa homa so owura Henry Ford Camel voter regional minister yesa kan homa no so obani ye mo ache mo akwa ba
ye nua
me pa cho hunam boko de nyame adom ye hu yo na so
ne do nyame ase
yo obani we dey about chen anye boko ya ne tie se mpanifo ba o region the teacher mpanifo a beda University of Allied and Health o voter region na report aba chronicle di bia ba sanso na the obokrata ya aka misu di bia ba se omo ba no mani anje structures a yesi wo ho no se substandard na no kresa se omo ba no sa na comment mpanifo di tudwa ho no
that was it. Really kind me treat papa
no problem, sir.
Yes. Yesterday we had a public forum on the status of the university. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, in his presentation, Professor Anyido, who is the council chairman, Okanyama Bebre, the difficult constraints they are going through in trying to ensure, say, the university no ever by September. Now, fine things, Eka, Nyama Bebre. Now, I remember, say, he said one of the things which he was not very comfortable with new structure. No, he expressed concern about the quality of work, the quality of materials being used. But and say Chronicle story Lankasa mankind, but I get the impression the story is a complete misrepresentation of what Professor Anidoho said. And nowhere did Professor Anidoho say they are rejecting the structures, they are rejecting anything on site there. And no prayer. I mean, it's natural say who the Ejuma share being sa na uchen say ubi san say ombra be bun kunta say na why Ejuma no be. Now, let's also talk about the good things. Just a comment he passed and said, "No, I've done a whole big story. I don't think it's fair." He did say, "I'm not comfortable a little bit with the idea, the quality of work," but that was just that. But he said so many good things too, and I think we should also look at that. We should balance the report.
Now, almost or patch say. But of say structures in Ohono, it doesn't fit the standard of a university. To vice chancellor and so cancer. Now, Bane says submission and cost you or now say almost see Danny in a rush.
Professor read a statement. He didn't speak extempore. Now, we will very soon publish the full statement. We will make it available to all of you. Now, we reconcile what he read and what is being published. And I think you will see a great difference between what he read and what is being presented. And Ghanaians will get the truth. The structures there are not substandard. Of course, you might express concern about maybe quality of work. But it does not mean that the structures are substandard. We need to get the true picture before we begin to draw conclusions.
But Honorable Minister, what is the state of the university now? Sisiano and Matisen Woho.
Yes, in fact, that was the essence of the platform. That Nkrofobibre, what we say, Nkrofobibre, University, now they expect to see skyscrapers, they expect to see mighty buildings. But in Ghana, you said the human resource component of a university environment is the first most important factor we should all draw attention to. Name said the full complement of management team has been assembled. There's a council, the registrar has been appointed, the vice chancellor has been appointed. Interviews have been conducted for heads of faculties in Libya, and the program content is such that by September we can begin the first intake of students and begin the program. The university program is definitely on course. Of course, there are challenges of funds, there are challenges of certain things we might need that would have made the environment more conducive or more facilitating to the implementation of this whole project. But that's notwithstanding, the project is on course.
It's Ghana Funya resume September the first batch of students will enroll for the Volta University.
Oh, Nyankopondim.
Yo. Honorable Minister, you better say now, you time now, Mankasama Bahonia Babe.
Mate.
May say now, yo. Ora Henry Ford Camel, a Volta Regional Minister, and I attending canon to us, yes. No crisis standard, Danny Buha problems, but it's not the entire truth. Tanya, paper and press work.
Yo, the Aname can say, Bra University see Assemba Parliament. Dom Kumano Titru, ye can say, ye, sir, Yenya universities, Volta, ene Brown Hafo. Nemum, Mayen can say, ye ma Volta, ne Brown Hafo. Universities nintino yenye no biara yentwe aboase na yemma won universities etese universities yenim wo Ghana ha no na mayen tumirika nka se ne a wopeso okire se enye skyscrapers ntino yenko si bibia mfa ma wo mo ye kan ya antentam na de emede e wo saasem ni se ehune se nipa asese kasa no enye amanyofo these are not politicians womo ye mpanimfo a womo hwe university no so a womo nye amanyofo ene womo ka se ne university no womo ekohunu ye no se niema tosini de minister no epeso wo kan se ai de womo kan ye nokre na mum womo kan ne papa bi nso adena reporters no anka ne papa no ho asem adepa de se ya adepa ade a enye na wose ye kan ho asem na ye ne yi enti e wose ote ase sa enti me de meka ne se Volta University sunwane o brahafo sa university na aba ho no ye besre aban se de woso ye masa university sinu mienu edi mu te se university bia yenim no Ghana ha no yenyo na they also Volta for no and brown half for no they deserve a well deserving university my nkoma won substandard university bia ne nka say yama won university they deserve better
Adom.
Yeah, everyone deserves better. Everyone deserves better. You see, many and the come far away now by the say. Mr. Ben Fibe me nunia abaye na adwen say universities a e wo mem ho de bi beka ho no. Na man for free say abaye ntumi nye. Obeka ya kokwa ido kwara o kasa nka last year September first admissions no will be rolled out. Unfortunately, them say finances na nkoyi. Dafi ni ati say admission ebeko. Late part of last year so abeda papers me say university no kwa na bind the ball of Adom forest. Dane fu nkura ni yi na apotokura mu na edi agro na modern for ni ba sentisa na certain existing facilities bi ho a mo de babubum na amode aye. Na no payati say Professor Ayido who I'm so University of Ghana English Language Department on no ye Chancellor of the Volta University Allied Health and Sciences. Waka say dano musi no substandard. Ya men charge no permitie no. I say wan kasa extempo. O here minister no so Volta region head for Kamaka say wan kasa extempo. Asema okan no ina wa kruchiri wa paper so. Na bibia nu a kire say us university no mo see some of the facilities including the administrative block hosted na students in the birthday no. And a few others are even administrative staff ebe komo substandard. No besides say eba ne saying no so many contractors need dinko no mo just contractors na anyo mo adwuma yi. Na consultants no so be supervising contractors no almost so man yo mo adwuma yi. No mo ye mo investigation mo contractors na sisika e de ma on no.
Eso adwuma no mo aye.
Eso adwuma no mo aye no. And most of the time say buying my contract, say school building project, and now road construction, and now infrastructure be a no go here say we raise the issue of substandard and now say low facility and contractors is sky the man no and when you money higher. Then the issue goes back to the consultant and engineers some of them can we pay. Now send me honorable Balokano. University nya idea say bio 82 America na ye. University of Ghana buy in February. The only thing is here University of Ghana, most of the buildings are low cost. But here Tech, KNUS in Kivasa, they have high rise buildings. It is a choice you make. Say in order to conserve land or even improve on architecture, no, obey to high rise buildings. Now say we have both a mixture of both high rise and low rise buildings. Now or maybe a person who call a name a woman swim will build on the intellectual capabilities of your people. No? I say we take university education very seriously. We can't marks more books in the idea or more hypo side in the part. It means no ban who say no. The say mind for a developer or more potentials. Now they say university say well maybe be count. Instead of delegating what is going on, we should rather encourage the government on cost na
no crese bia na in abino in his quest to prove to critics say oh ade ne ka se be yayo and the amount for the biasu was I can't say able to crown in Adane Forest near Adiano. They are in a rush to build to make sure manifesto promises are made. Just almost bet me to the detriment of say process in year and yes Anna coso.
O Minjini says sad coso say Osha about the ma contract no essential supervision coso. Na me be na Ghana Association of Engineers, Ghana Institute of Engineers, and I'm about so more say about the contract and my expatriates. Some of the reasons is here, the man local contractor, they don't.
No, we say a new contractor or a
oh, but most of them are local. Most of them are local people. They don't mean share that and bring more ban. I'm going to my ban to say, Montiema, the critics, now on because there was about 2 years ago, one of the friends was in KNU USA collapsed and caused some harm to some students. It is a rationally, yeah, didn't. A story be the bua, comfort the with say, and they say beer for political reasons into the right, but they should have been raised by even non-politicians. But for you, the whole a non-politician, the vice chancellor, the same thing. Their comments should be rather taken seriously. Not be a defects in the one. It's kind of farm, but it's kind of say, and my contractors in the Encoya. Because the money should go.
Regional minister and also can say. One of the issues they have is Sikasem.
Oh, yes. That's a Ghana abandoned the bill Sikasem. But the little that goes through, they must make sure say it is put to good use. Now, even I talk about this.
Papa say, oh, share a yacht and say, Abuchi Adia, so because in Ghana, yes, 7 years financial things do a hard year. Now, oh, share a hard year. Papa, I'll bet me a hospital. That be a woman. It's me, your vision. Getting a kidney problem, obesity, when you're on the clock, 50 everything there of 45. With a yellow kidney, a user, Papa, in a cup, the Ghana, but Anka, in simple. They say a year health insurance, a deputy say, another last year, I won't buy a bill. Omo yarina fire sabi ya one dey have stories here and ye omo no ni be na omo ta say omo ya na and sanka be actually me for sentiment for catching be ko ye ti ku ja fura na say o de bi pa ye show say so iska and some be papa se ya ma omo wa bro some no omo ye promoting. Yes, we bar. Say, we bar, maybe we bar, and some you say, that's not the heart. You will end Boku, and people Boku, Papa says, about that's a hit to go up. I kind of switch the panel. I wouldn't township. Yeah, your boat get ready, will walk. I cannot walk, and the man will be tears. Now, it was okay. It's a new car. I'm a bit easy. See, I have some. I think so. Radio. And also,
you have a patch on I'm saying, you better ask now. Mate, yada say, but Muninu, say, Nahoma, and Tipapa, na technology, Senya. Dr. Ferry Janka, no, it can feel at any time. But before I can't see my best, do near papa. Now, Justice Pega Akasa, now Justice Pega and Comodiano, and Modu. I mean, him say if he never no, you be doing come Adrian. Former Supreme Court Judge Justice F.Y. Pega is in no mood to defend the Mills administration. He says in an interview with the Globe, the president treats elderly people in court with contempt, and he has thus taken a decision to withdraw his support for the government. Quote, the president has surrounded himself with law students, says Pega, instead of relying on the wise counsel of people like us. That is why the government is having problems. The Mills administration has lost almost all courtroom battles initiated against former officials of the Kufuor administration. The most recent being Kwesi Osei, former foreign affairs minister. Twaso na ni nyina ne se panin ne se oman panin sebi asa kwada ya omo ewo law school ya omo ni mmra ni mhwe na osori a odi no omo atwa ne ho ahia omo tu ne fo bia wontie nti okokoto no akwa kolusu nti se ni de sa no man panin be ya ono wate ne ho atena kire backbench oman panin nko na ose na busua ne voter region for kra ka se so to man panin fu no ntia ompani be be ntira baby
yo kobi say Justice Pega ye come on mra la jaja why be why acting chief justice pan Obaka so answer akufo aban ko abefisu no o issue statement tin tabulate a number of things of the kufo aye unconstitutional and on the day cause kufo a dictator and China ban say he was appointed to one of the boss me refi and
this aban
yeah me refi dey no na they say on the reason one man say president Mr. surrounding no
law
student lawyers and law students in tina court or lusuno I'm the president Mrs. the obia timi kan the opede kire no founder former president Rollins president Mrs. or go slow afa nipa omoye medoka no nyo bo aban and so obi oye go slow no wadi o man yeso aman fie nan o de be ko election mo enya aban bi aba ye to aba ma won fie nan na nto obi osan ye go slow osan di medical people ye adwuma no otima ma inflation aye single digit otima ma GDP akọ 30.5 enti no utimi say ye kan obi oye democratic president or ye listing here and I am mercy to be atumi kan de okan ye ko ye nim no en kra say aban ke so de kokoti na we lusu ana ene de meka say e ampa about 98% na nya aban na prosecuting cases state prosecution garbage in garbage out asan wo de ko no o hihye ni yi a judge beji atum o be na say de credit Japan de immediately o mo de ko magistrate court ana chenye ho na say ko
na Justice Pega kan wa asemi
meba
say law students no do omoko
oh binia one na law student apo so nyine
obo obidin o ha o say minister bi
has a legal committee the vidana da no
Mami Justice Pega say take for instance
yes.
The deputy minister of information, he's a law student. Rollins is older than those young men. The president has surrendered himself, but he does not take our advice on legal or political matters, adding, if my support for the government is giving me personal damage, then I must withdraw and look at them from afar.
Kobi, has to quite no wrong.
Okay.
Okuje to a black or advice for the in any regard, apart from information management. And look up on the boss, and not the fan so. And no correct. His viewpoint is misguided and irresponsible. Abanyo believe in the due process, and as some bar or see a far for court. The court is becano who do so bonny by na wire. Yeke for President Rollins say Rollins in Chichi MP before doom. How can you arrest people indiscreetly without following due process?
But is it not true, sir? You sue Sanya man na modi campaign. Tina people expectation for party supporters in mobile power. You be able to prosecute and get mobile conviction in the
about power. We say yes, I net here. President President for opposition so or can never be brave. Say abandon a cabinet size or buy who say yes, I didn't know. Oh, can better than Anadu. And another so about some of
the things I'm kind you were wrong.
But there are many others I promise here. Why?
We consider senior president Kufuor.
Me and this.
And that's how we are ardent supporter of President Mills. We are ardent supporter of President Mills. I never denying President Mills because on a simple,
I'm a friend of the government.
Yes, Peter was
Papa no born nobody. Did Papa ya na oye. Them momo me dey say Martina me do issue statement. A question the level of legal representation na wo you make case. Prosecution no amombo aban no. And the command a cabinet jesu be car killing the cat. Amombo aban. Almost your money ye. Killing the cat in a no say judges you. Na prosecutors in your madjuma ya. How do you blame judges? And the judges no so a pronouncing judgment. If the even this one, the current judge the poor one in the bugre say prosecution your madjuma ya. It is there. Or the caveat aba. In most cases, they don't do their work. What they suppose to miss or adverting the man. But it's weird, sir. Because you are interfering in the decision.
There be Attorney General office in the or in the office.
The woman say NDC are buying. Nigga advice a penny Attorney General. Our deputy and say another deputy. And some party in the legal committee. It should be bad. I saw my brainstorming.
To woman in our Mabuana.
It will be my born and the majority be my boy. Come and lose. But it doesn't mean say Professor Mills, as president of the Republic of Ghana, take advice from legal students. How could you tell Abrakwa what body degree? A person self-develop and lawyer law. I bet then no quote Professor Mills for say me legal knowledge. Only lawyer in the first Mr. Kwega them so you're frustrated and now or propose to be dinner. Young farmer no kasa.
Why frustrated?
Okay, say or share interwodia any what Professor Mills. Any Rollins in Teminti or Chin who if you I would have supported him. But God can be a young crime, imagine a mechanical.
Obanigogu.
Yo, me da se. Senkwada sori anopa no mu kodi agura. We fa na tre. Na we afa ne kuruwa, na we afa we, no we afa we no makotena anwem. Omuko bonkuru. No maame no magya won hokọ afuom. Na enwumre eba na wo maame no mba no mba ba ye aduane e wosenka nkwada no kofie kodidie no enam so ye nkwada no wo nim kwan a wo befa so a wo be breki wo nkrubo no akofie no obo na pani owo mu no akotwa ketwa ba akotwade na we ya so ho bo we no aye free for all no mo de esun na obi ade nani a kire ne fie kwan na agro no agu sese sana mimi hu NDC Justice Kwegan mokai ensemo a wakafa President Kufuor
na opani
yes ene asemo a woka no he sounding just senior President Rollins eka say President Mills are surrounding him with greedy bastards. It is in the same line and I want to walk as a knee. Na utia wasi president no entie wono ene nipa bi etete se ono asem na utie nkwada a wo munnim emra asem eno na de na ko wie se bribia okokoto a na asem kokoto a no walusu no wono a agitum se so hwe Kennedy Japan asem no fax no na wo hwe charge a wo de eto no so kwadu a wo de eto no so no a ene no ebo abira nhia baabia we enema NPP fo ka se ade a NDC aban eyo no won hwe emra ene ode aye n'adwuma eye den na a whole attorney general first year first semester law student kura enim say hierarchy of course say assembly wo court wa ye de kro now the treason charge and they call magistrate court now can you throw out no abeka say there are many ways of killing a cat. Judiciary no.
Ora Kwaku Balado menu Mrashi Bijoni Hafano South MPPD mu a friend of the Mills administration
and a law student.
Ora Ebenezer to South.
I don't know
if send a text message and joining on Skype ya damu ase ye niema betutom na afi yetimi edi nkomo na na edi enimu ekono ye ko eno na dwumedi aka afisem ho ha se de to asomam ye damu ase ya basisia